Okay, for this programming assignment, we want to make a bumper that appears on the screen. So we have the ball animation, and now we want the ball to collide with the bumper and ricochet and bounce off of it. If you recall, last assignment was the jumping ball lab, where with the jumping ball, the ball would collide, the blue ball would collide with the red one, and the red would randomly jump somewhere else. Now we want to change it up. So we have a fixed object that has specific boundaries, and my bouncing ball is now going to work differently. So that's what we see here with the bumper animation, is putting the black ball on the screen, and then it interacts with a different object and has specific bouncing um, ricochets for that. So what you want to do for this one, the assignment is we're going to have the animation, and we're going to have to write the entire bumper class from scratch. The bumper is going to be a rectangle now, so this is the shell code that you'll get. You will get a method called inBumper, and then we'll have another method for the distance. The distance is using the distance formula like we use in the jumping ball to find out where the values are for two objects. So you have your x1 and y1, and then your x2 and y2. The method inBumper is going to check to see if whatever object I pass into it, if some ball is in my bumper. Is it within the same coordinates? We have to check both vertically and horizontally. That math does this, and then we just ultimately will move the ball around for everything else. Your bumper animation, this is already going to be done for you as part of the shell code. And let's see the clear one so you can actually see what's happening, where you're going to have a certain size. We're going to create two different instances of my bumpers, a red one and a blue one, so you can see where it is. And then the ball randomly placed in speed. We're going to create our bumpers where they want them to be. Red bumper goes there. We'll set a timer. And then we'll have our actions. Our action in this case, draw the background, have the ball move around the screen. And once the ball moves to a new location, then we're going to call this bumper collision method. We'll call the collide method from the bumper collision class, and we're going to see, does the ball and the blue bumper, do they collide? Does the red bumper and the same ball object, do they collide? If they do, then this method, this collide method in bumper collision, it will do the math and the calculation for you. Good news, that's already written for us, so we don't need to think about that physics since it deals with vectors and some crazy stuff there. And then once check to see the collide, that's going to change the direction of the ball moving and change the location of it, and then we draw and update all of our new things and ultimately repaint it, which updates the screen itself. Standard part of the animation, but this bumper collision is what's new. Also, if you notice that we're calling from the bumper collision class, so this is a static method collide that's called upon the class. We're not making a bumper collision object. The bumper collision class, this is totally given to you. Download it, copy it, put it in, and it's going to check for the collision. So again, we're checking to see if some bumper and some ball, if they collide and interact with each other. And we'll just check to see, ultimately, if the ball is in the bumper, we will move the ball gets back up, and then you can see lots of math happening to make the angles and everything else work out properly. If you want to sit and look at the math, by all means, do it. Otherwise, we're going to smile and nod and see that everything is good from there. So your job is to write the entire bumper class. What goes in the bumper class? Standard things just like we had for the ball class and the jumping ball class. We need to have your private instance fields. You need to have your constructors. We're going to have a default constructor and a 5-argument constructor. You'll have your getters and your setter methods. And then the other two other methods we're going to have a set location, so we can set both the x and y coordinate at the same time for bumper instead of having to call set x and set y in the main thing. Just want to put it everywhere else. And then also you need to draw it. And as we're drawing the bumper, again, what does our bumper look like? It's going to be a rectangle this time instead of the ball. If we recall from the ball, our xy coordinate was in the center of the ball. So our rectangles, or our bumpers, we're doing this, the xy part is going to be from the center of the bumper itself. Remember, when you call in the draw method, in the graphics object, it draws from the top left corner. So look at how you drew the ball to kind of figure out the math, how you need to go from the width and the height based upon the x and y in the center, back up to the top left corner. The bumper collision method, just note here that it's not 100% perfect. So the ball, sometimes when the ball hits the corners, weird things happens. It's not perfect. It was code we got. If you can write a better one, by all means, please do it. Once you get this working, there are a few challenges for you. The challenges are Again, you can start making brick breakers, classic game. If you want to start putting a whole bunch of bumpers on the screen, you can make the bumper move up and down if you want to make a specific object, kind of like a maze escape game. So there are a couple different ones also listed on the assignment. Have fun, good luck.